Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. So in today's episode, we will be talking about how to start investing in real estate. With us today is John, and we will be talking about this topic. We will be sharing of some of the experiences that we've had and what we've been experiencing. But before we do that, I'd like to have John introduce himself briefly.
Sir Larry, thank you for having me. Just to introduce myself, so my name is John Alihar. I've been with FMCG, Fast Moving Consumer Goods.
Okay.
Yun talaga yung industry ko. I've been quite successful there.
Okay.
Maganda rin naman yung naging career, of course, through hard work. No?
Right.
However, na-realize ko that there are a lot more opportunities when it comes to real estate investing.
Okay.
So, kaya nga, I'm really glad na nandito ako sa podcast na to. So, makakahingi ako ng tips from you on paano ba yung mga naging experiences mo, then eventually, ako din mismo magawa.
John, para mas madali nating i-digest to, especially for our audience, let's break it into segments. And that way, mas madaling intindihin. So we are going to be giving some tips, the things that you have to be thinking about before we even getting or diving into investing in real estate. Is that good?
Yes. Start na natin.
All right. So, okay, first in our item or segment 1 as we call it is why. Siyempre, why real estate muna? Bakit muna ito yung papasukin mo as investment? I'll give 2 and then John
Okay.
will be giving 2
Okay.
also. So first 2 that I have on my list, well, real estate is a tangible asset versus, of course, the paper assets.
Mga paper assets, yes.
Diba? And pangalawa, well, with real estate, you have cash flow. And of course, we're going to be talking about appreciation.
Okay, yung sa appreciation, malaking bagay din sa real estate kasi malaking panlaban siya against inflation.
Right.
Kasi yung mga properties na in-invest natin, nag-appreciate kasi siya. Right? And also, you have also control over your own investment. Kasi syempre, ikaw yung mag-rent, ikaw yung mag-bayad, ikaw mag-expand, ikaw ang pipili sa lugar mo gusto. Right? And yun yung, hindi lang siya about owning yung property. It's about creating yung tinatawag na nating multiple streams of income. Kasi usually kapag nasa employment ka, so I have nothing against employment naman.
Right.
Pero yun nga, pag hindi ka nagtrabaho, wala kang sweldo. O wala kang salary. Right? Pero hindi tulad pag may multiple streams of income ka, mawalan ka man ng work, meron kang backup. Right? Na may pagkukuhanan ka ng funds. Okay?
Well, tangible asset, why are we saying that? Well, when you have a tangible assets, just like real estate, obviously it's something that you can, you can hold, po pwede mong i-improve, po pwede mong i-renovate, po pwede mong pagandahin, and that will make an impact actually with how much you're going to get with regards to being it a rental investment. Say for example, okay, ganito, you have a property that's the standard deliverable.
Okay.
Walang laman to, just barely what was delivered versus you have a property, same unit na nabihisan, na renovate, or even interior design, then obviously you'll get more with regards to your monthly rentals doon sa naayusan, na design. Diba?
Just to be clear, magbigay tayo ng clarification para sa mga viewers natin.
Yan.
Pag sinabing deliverable, yun yung exact na makukuha mo once na ma-turn over na sa'yo yung property.
Right.
No? And tama yun, sinabi mo na once na makuha mo siya, syempre hindi naman siya bare lang. Right? Eventually, you'll have to improve it. Sabi mo nga, i-renovate mo siya. You have ang daming pwedeng designs, pwedeng maging design or whatever you may call it. Kasi sabi mo nga,
you have a theme.
kontrolado mo nga siya. And yun ang maganda sa tangible asset kasi you can always improve it. Of course, syempre kung mag-invest ka ng malaki sa real estate, of course, hindi mo naman siya papabayaan. Unlike yung sinabi nating paper assets, hindi mo siya controlled. Depende kasi siya sa flow ng business na kung saan ka nag-invest, na pwede siyang bumaba, pwede siyang tumaas. Unlike real estate, kung talagang aalagaan mo lang siya, it always goes up. Okay.
Let's talk about appreciation.
Appreciation ba ng mga nakaraan natin? Or,
pwedeng ganon.
Hindi, wag
okay, but in the context of real estate.
Baka may mga viewers tayong tinatamaan.
In the context of real estate lang. So yun, when we talk about appreciation, sa isang condo property or development, normally there is this what we call pre-selling stage.
Okay.
And this stage is where you can actually purchase that property in its slowest, most affordable price. So, ibig sabihin, dito nag-start kasi yung pricing. And normally, this is where you want to get in and buy your unit. Because when you talk about appreciation, you talk about also what it is going to be after, say, 5 or 10 years when you bought that property. So
Yes,
you're locking in that pricing for the next 10 years today if you purchase it at its stage when it is at its lowest price.
No ba nung una ko narinig yan, medyo hindi ko pa talaga siya maintindihan kasi hindi rin ako familiar sa kalakaran ng real estate. But one person explained to me na it's like yung tree, tinatanim pa lang siya. Binibili mo na yung...
Okay.
Parang ganun
That's
siya.
a good analogy.
And most of the time, especially pagdating sa appreciation, ng una ko talaga naalala dyan is BGC. Right? Kasi yung BGC before, talagang ano lang siya, wala talagang building na makikita doon. And nung nagkaroon ng, yung sinasabi nyo ng pre-selling,
right?
Ang baba pa lang ng value ng mga properties doon. And ngayon, sobrang ang ganda na ng capital appreciation. Even yung mga 2 bedrooms at 3 bedrooms, umabot na siya ng 50 million.
Right. I'll give you a figure para may napag-iisipan tayo. No?
Okay.
In this area, we are, by the way, here at the Cloverleaf. Nung nag-start ang project dito, like say, for example, the Avida Towers, we started selling this at 2 million. In fact, 1.9 pala.
1.9 million
yes,
pa lang.
For a studio unit.
Studio unit.
Yes.
Okay.
That was back in 2014, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Fast forward, 2025. Alam mo, magkano ito ngayon?
How much?
You're selling this at 5 million.
5 million. So halos lagpas doble.
Yes.
Lagpas doble yung value.
Almost, triple.
Triple na nga. Yes. Okay.
So, nag-threefolds yung property mo. You bought that 11 years ago, but you have that. Diba? And again, going back to dun sa kanina, yung pinag-usapan natin, if you renovate it, if you dressed up your unit, mas mahal yung pwede mong i-charge for the monthly.
And dun nga pumapasok yung, kung ipapa-rent mo siya at a certain price, pero nakuha mo lang siya ng sobrang baba, then yun ang passive income.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
And appreciation, another thing that we should talk about, why it's real estate is you have a control over your investment, diba? We talk about rental.
Okay.
Yes. Another way of monetizing your investment in real estate is, of course, selling your property.
Yes.
Okay? You bought your unit for how much? Again, 1.9. Say, kahit babaan mo ng 5 million, ibaba mo ng konti doon sa current.
Okay.
You're still earning what? 3 million pesos.
Pesos.
For this, we're talking about a studio unit. Hindi ba't napakagandang investment niyan? And in fact, for the last couple of years that you are having this rented, nakinabang ka na sa rental, di ba? You're getting rentals.
Yan. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Nangyari.
Guys, para lang
sorry,
naging ganito,
guys.
naputol din. Nagloban.
Bumupelo na eh. Alam mo yun, ito na eh. Diesel engine to eh.
Tapos naputol. Ngayon, mag-iinit naman tayo. Pero yes. Saan na ba tayo naputol kanina sa, nabanggit nyo kanina sa rentals. Sa rentals. You were talking about, pwede kang kumita by selling your property.
Right.
Pero, na kumita ka na rin sa rentals.
If you'll think about it, kumita ka na rin kasi nagparenta ka. So you're getting rental monthly. Now, when you decided after 10 years, you're monetizing your property by selling it, selling it now with, of course, bigger or, higher price with profit. Let's say, for our figure na pinag-usapan kanina, you bought it for 1.9 million. Now you're selling it for 5 million, even lower than the market price at the moment. No, halimbawa. And yet, you already earn from your monthly rental.
Yes. And kung tutusin, yung 3 million na yon, hindi mo naman talaga siya binigyan ng sobrang effort.
Right.
Kasi inintay mo lang siyang mag-appreciate.
Right.
Hindi tulad ng mga ex natin, di ba? Inaantay natin mag-appreciate, pero wala.
Ayokong puntahan yung usapan na yan.
Pero just like sa real estate
yan. Context na real estate.
Imagine na, although yes, 2014, 2015 siya, sabihin natin ng 10 years, pero saan mo naman pupulutin yung ganong kalaking value na 3 million, di ba? Sabi nga nila, money doesn't grow on trees, pero kung tutuusin, yung money, nakuha mo siya by growing yung property na, in-invested. Right?
Tama yun. Pacheck nga yung camera ulit, baka
hindi pala siya naka-record, no? Naka-record.
Okay. Kasi alam mo, yung camera kumisan parang tao.
Bakit?
Lolo ko rin eh.
Naku, ang sakit naman. dapat ba natin tapusin?
Teka, parang beer dapat na meron tayo dito.
Hindi atap. Estate dapat ang pinag-uusapan dito.
Oo nga, okay, back on track.
Natatawa yung editor natin. Okay.
Pahirapan natin mag-edit. Okay. Anyway, so let's talk about segment number 2. Okay. So, dito naman sa segment na to, pag-usapan natin yung goal mo bilang someone who's thinking of investing. Basically, understanding your investment goals. So,
Okay.
merong mga ilang bullets na nandito. Una, do you want cash flow or appreciation?
Okay.
Diba? Kanina, pinag-usapan naman natin appreciation.
Mm.
Ikaw ba yung tipong bili tapos benta? Doon sa
okay.
isang side naman, you want ba na rental? So, ito yon. So, before you invest, bago mag-decide na mag-invest, ito ba? For rental ba to? O,
Okay.
pangbenta ko eventually? Or,
Okay.
another question might be, is this for end use? Because a lot of our,
Pag sinabing end use,
ito yung gagamit. Alimbawa, gagamit para pangit, ano? Ito yung, okay, binili mo pero gusto mong tirhan.
Okay,
Ayan siya.
okay. Oo.
So, ito. Okay? So, yan. Figure it out. Ito ba yung mga goal mo?
Pangalawa, yun naman sa short term
Mhm.
versus yung long term naman na
Right,
mindset. No?
Okay?
When it comes to money kasi,
Mm.
right, gusto natin talagang makakuha sang mabilis eh.
Right.
Pero when it comes to real estate kasi, we have to understand that
Mhm.
it takes time.
Right.
Na talagang iintayin mo talagang, yun nga, mag-appreciate yung value.
Mhm.
Right? Na kung halimbawa, nag-invest ka ngayon, tapos next month, ibebenta mo siya agad.
Mhm.
Iba yon, iba yung income nun. Mabilis ka nga makakakuha, mabilis mong mababawi.
Fast
pero
flip no?
fast flip.
Oo.
Pero iba pa rin yung value na nag-intay ka. Tulad na nabanggit mo kanina, from 2M to 5M.
Mm-mm.
Ang tagal mong inintay, pero of course, 3 million pa rin yun.
Right.
Right, diba?
Yeah. Kumbaga, long term kasi, you'll be able to maximize your investment. With my own experience, more of our investors really, especially if they're buying like a new property or new development,
Mhm.
they're looking at long term. So these are the guys na pinlano na, okay, I'll be holding on to this property for the next 10 years, 15 years. Because normally they even rental, especially nung start ang nag-boom ang real estate kasi madami talaga kumikita for rental.
Okay.
And by the way, meron tayong bagong project that's really nice. That's really a good investment for rental.
Same lang ba tayo nang iniisip? Yung ba yung sa Katipunan?
I think so.
Okay, yeah. Oo.
Yeah.
Maganda naman talaga yun.
Mm-mm.
Hindi
Why?
pa siya
Bakit tingin mo?
hindi pa kasi siya nag-start eh. Pero nakikita ko na may mga banners na doon
Okay.
na eventually magtatayo doon.
Right.
Tapos in terms of rentals kasi, nandun yung mga malalaking schools, yung UP Diliman, Miriam,
Right.
Ateneo. So of course, never naman mawawalan ng students doon. Right? There will always be opportunity. Kasi nga, in terms of rental.
Right.
Kasi merong mga
Because of the
families na,
location,
for
no?
example, nasa malayong lugar sila. Sabihin natin nasa north. Then, nag-aral sila sa UP Diliman or
Right.
Ateneo or Miriam.
Oo.
Of course, hahanap sila ng mga magagandang location.
Right.
Kung saan sila pwedeng
Location talaga. When you
Location.
talk about real estate, sabi nga nila, it's like they're even re-emphasizing it, like mga location.
Location
That's-
talaga, yeah.
There's that very good reason naman bakit.
Yes. oo.
If you place your investment in a good location, absolutely, pasasalamatan mo in the long run especially. Hindi pa naman available tong property na to, but naalala lang namin.
Pero
na-
maganda talaga. Yeah. Maganda yung location nun.
Anyway, it's still not launched, but if you would like to inquire about it, phone number, email is gonna be in the description of the video. Back to the regular program. Okay, so ano pa dapat pag-usapan natin when it comes to investment goals?
Isa sa mga goals talaga, as in yung major goals ng lahat is yung tinatawag nating passive income.
Right.
Right? Pero yung passive income kasi, paano nga ba na-achieve yun? Diba? Traditionally, what people know, even yung mga naturo sa akin before is, pagdating mo ng 65, kakaroon ka ng retirement fund, then yun, ang gagamitin mo for your business or for rental or whatever you may wanna do with your money, then yun yung mag-sustain sa'yo when you're retired. However, alam naman natin na yung business, hindi naman din talaga siya agad-agad sumisipa.
Right.
Just like for any rental,
Right.
right? If you're gonna invest, you might as well invest it doon nga sa sinasabi mong pre-sell.
Right.
Right? Kasi yun nga yung magandang opportunity to earn more.
Right. Yeah. Follow up to that, 'di ba? Kanina we were talking about like having multiple rental investments or multiple rental condo units.
Okay.
For example, what if you reach like around 50 or 55 to 60-year-old and you'd like to like, kumbaga, medyo magpahinga ng konti, not doing the active activities that you're doing ngayon.
Yes.
Kumbaga, lay low on your activities, di ba? And you have like 5 rental condos wherein you're collecting maybe from 25 to 40,000 pesos to 50,000 pesos monthly. Because of course the rental is going to go up also
Yes.
in the future, diba? If you have like times 5 of that, then obviously you're gonna have a better life collecting those monthly profit or revenue from the rental units, diba? So you will have that kind of passive income. As we age, of course, yun ang goal natin eh.
Of course,
You
yes.
don't want to be like worrying about what's gonna happen after if wala akong pinagkukunan ng sweldo ko, like how I used to get a salary back in when I was like 30s or 40s. Diba? So ito yun. You can make use of the of real estate to prepare for your future pagka medyo nasa retirement stage ka na ng buhay mo.
Yes. Oo.
Diba?
And may naalala lang ako ngayon yung one of the analogies na in-explain sa akin nung professor ko when I was in college, no? May hawak siyang apple sa classroom, no? So sabi niya, "What's this?" So nasagot kami, "Ma'am, apple." So apple. Okay, so ang dami sumagot, apple. Sabi niya, "Okay, what's this? What's this?" Inisa kami, majority of us, ang sinagot namin, apple. Pero the way niya in-explain, is sinabi niya, "This apple has seeds in it."
Okay.
Itong seeds na to, pag tinanim mo siya, it will produce more trees. Then it will eventually produce more apples.
Okay.
Then yung more apples na yun, magpo-produce siya ng seeds and more trees and more apples and so on and so forth. So this is, hindi lang to basta apple.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
It's how you look at the apple that gives it meaning. So if you look at it that way, parang makikita mo, nga, no, valuable nga ng bagay na to. Same lang din with real estate. If mag-invest ka into something, kung titignan mo lang siya as, ay, ang mahal ng bayad. Babayaran ko to. Ilang years ko to babayaran. Paano hahanap ako ba to ng rent? Bibili pa ako ng furniture? Gagastusan ko pa yung pagpapagawa? Yes, you can look at it that way. Or, pwede mong isipin na, as early as now, pagpaplanuhan ko na, like you said, pagpaplanuhan ko na yung retirement ko. Para by the time na gusto ko na magpahinga, ready na siya.
Okay.
And it's better to prepare ngayon habang hindi pa natin talaga siya, I wouldn't say hindi pa naman kailangan, pero habang maaga.
Right.
Okay, habang maaga. Kasi, like I said, it's better to prepare. Diba? Sabi nga nila, prevention is better than cure. Right? So, as early as now, paghandaan. Right? So, ganun ko din siya nakikita.
Right.
Okay?
Kala ko yung apple, gagaling kay doctor. An apple a day keeps
Lalay
the doctor away.
Yung ex mo ba, doktor? Mukhang lalim ng pinaghuhugutan mo, sir.
Hindi, naalala ko lang yung kasabihan eh.
Yung kasabihan. Yung kasabihan ba talaga yung naalala?
Oo. Kasi we're maintaining a healthy...
Kini-clear ko lang, baka kasi may iba kang naalala. Kaya gusto mong lumayo.
Okay.
Okay.
Diyan, pag-usapan naman natin ang segment 3 natin sa list. No? This is about the building a strong foundation.
Okay.
It's like, syempre, bahay, halimbawa, hindi mo pwedeng itayo yung bahay na walang
foundation.
Yes. Diba? Kasi guguho lang yan.
Yes,
and you have to prepare for that to build that, foundation na pinag-usapan natin. So we have a few points to cover. Number 1 is financial preparation. Very important to.
Very important.
Oo, alam mo, may mga investor ako before na okay, nag-start pero along the way while paying for their down payment, kinapos. So, hindi na ituloy.
Sayang.
And, kung hindi na itutuloy yan, if they qualify for what we call Macedo law, we're gonna have a different conversation about that. Pero if they don't qualify for the Macedo law, they lose all the money. But if they do qualify, they only recover 50%.
Okay.
So, kung hindi ka prepared para dito or yung mga sasabihin natin dito, then baka mag-suffer ka sa ganitong scenario. Okay, and I don't like that to happen. So, of course, you take a look at your savings. Dito sa Pilipinas, medyo na rin, like other countries like in the US, credit score is being taken into consideration when we're applying for loans. So make sure that you don't have any like unpaid loans or unpaid bills, especially credit cards and even phone bills. Dapat wala tayong ganon. Okay, if you have any, you might as well cover them and settle them.
Settle na. Yes.
Para maayos na yung credit score mo. And then, syempre, it's also important to think about emergency fund. And when you are talking about emergency fund, like say, you're not be able to you will not be able to work for the next 6 to 1 year, meron ba akong pondo na po pwedeng magastos?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you consider those things because baka maipit ka sa budget.
True.
Diba? That's for your financial preparation. What's the second one?
It's a good thing na napag-uusapan natin tong financial preparation. Kasi for sure, madami naman talagang tao na gusto naman talaga nila magkaroon ng passive income. Gusto naman talaga nilang magkaroon ng rental investments or gusto nilang mag-invest into more properties. Yun nga lang, sometimes ang hirap mag-start ng something if hindi mo naman talaga alam kung ano yung magiging journey mo or paano mo sisimulan yung journey na yon through your financial freedom. Right? And maganda rin yung nasabi mo na ito yung mga dapat nating i-prepare. Kasi baka mamaya ma-excite tayo sa pag narinig natin, uy, passive income. Right? Then, bilang hindi ka pala ready, sabi mo nga kanina sa Masyada Law, which is another topic na pag-usapan natin some other time, sayang yung pera. So, yes, it's true na malaki ang opportunity here. And kaya nga magandang na pag-uusapan natin, like I said kanina, is to inform people kung ano ba talaga yung mga dapat gawin.
Right.
Or ano ba yung mga dapat paghandaan.
So I guess very helpful is that when you talk to your agent, you also talk to your agent about that also.
Yes.
You be open with your current situation, and that way us as your agents will be able to help you also kind of tailor fit your the unit or how you're going to manage your investment. So it will also help us with regards to how we are going to help you if more, or effectively sa real estate journey ninyo. Yeah?
And just to add there, tama yon. You have to be open dun sa taong kausap mo. Kasi when I was starting my first ever investment, minsan nahihiya akong sabihin yung budget ko eh. Ito lang yung budget ko. Well, siguro pride na lang din or hiya na lang din. Yeah. So, but of course, it will be confidential naman.
Right.
Unless talaga kung makulit yung agent mo na pinagsasabi niya, of course, wag ka dun sa tao. But you have to have someone na pwede mong pagkatiwalaan for you to inform that person sa sabi mo, sa current situation mo para alam din niya kung paano ka tutulungan. Kasi ang mahirap dyan kasi is, if sinabi mo na kaya mo yung ganong klaseng funding o yung ganong klaseng budget, then ito yung, dahil sa hiya mo na lang, sinabi mo sa kanya na kaya ko to. Then pagdating sa dulo, hindi naman pala, mas mahirap yung ganon.
That's right.
Sayang yung opportunity.
Now, let's talk about understanding financing options naman. So here, we talk about, okay, kumuha ako ng condo. In some cases, pwede mong i-full payment with your own money, current money, diba? Pero sometimes you have to, or you will need the help of institutions that will fund your investment. Okay, so let's talk about that.
Okay, yung mga institutions, yung naging options ko kasi before is bank loans, right? So, speaking for itself, bank loans. Right? Maglo-loan ka sa banko for a certain amount. Of course, may interest yun. Yung in-house financing, depende kung anong developer na pwede kang mag-loan through that developer. And also yung pag-ibig funds.
Okay.
So, yun naman yung mga basic.
Right.
Kung ano yung pwede nating i-loan para makapag-start tayo ng investments natin.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, for the part of pag-ibig nga lang, sa pag-ibig,
yung pag-ibig na yan is
medyo alanganin dun eh.
Alanganin yung...
Medyo alanganin.
Ano pinag-uusapan natin?
Sa financing.
Financing.
Kasi majority ng mga, dito sa Pilipinas, medyo hindi nagagamit ang pag-ibig. Financing.
Kasi baka ibang pag-ibig yung sinasabi mo.
I'm sure sa real estate.
Parang nalulungkot ka kasi. So,
kanina medyo.
Okay, sige.
But with financing sa pag-ibig, nagagamit to for like the low-cost ones.
Okay,
But for most of the, especially Ayala, and then syempre yung mga equivalent, hindi siya masyadong nagagamit. Because of course, limited ang funds ng pag-ibig. Nabibigay lang to sa mga medyo mas murang mga properties.
Okay.
But for banks, yes. That is definitely something that we will need, especially if we cannot pay for the property in full or cash, cash term. We're going to have a different conversation about bank loans, but, wherein we'll talk about, requirements. So stay tuned and might as well subscribe to the channel.
Yes.
And if you have any question, by the way, feel free to comment in the comment section so we could create contents for you to be able to help you.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, those are the financing. And then lastly, we talk about, syempre, budgeting. Importante to. When you're investing in something that is going to require big amount of money to, kumbaga, invest every month, then syempre, kailangan, unless talagang, kung pera mo galing DPWH, huwag ka na magtipid. Di ba?
Oo, di ba?
Pero
Kung
kung
nabili ka nga ng kotse para sa payo.
di ba? Oo, kung gano'n, wala nang tipiran to. In fact, we're not even talking about funding na. Ano to? Cash term to.
Pero stop na natin doon. Kasi baka uminit lang yung ulo natin sa ganung klase. Sa DPWH.
Tama ka dyan. Huwag na nga dyan.
Good vibes, good vibes.
Medyo kumati ulo ko bigla. Okay, so there. That's for the building strong foundation, even, starting before starting the journey of real estate investing.
Yeah.
So let's talk about then, we call our segment 4, different types of real estate investments. So ito na nga pumapasok. Do you know that, by the way, we're part of the Ayala Land International
hindi pala natin
sales team, which means all the Ayala Land brands we market, and of course we assist our customers sa mga in your real estate journey, no? With regards to Ayala Land brands. So we have Amaya, we have Avida,
Alveo,
and
yung Ayala Land Premier.
So those are the 4 brands currently of the Ayala Land brands. And we mentioned that because all these brands now have different types of investment, or like, say for example, condo, house and lot. We even have residential lots, or the lot onlys, part of our, kumbaga, subdivisions, as well as
offices
and
retail spaces.
Yes, and even commercial lots. So
yes.
Name it, sa real estate, saan nyo man gustong ilagay yung pera ninyo, Ayala Land almost have everything for you with regards to real estate. So yeah, any question about that, feel free. Okay, but yeah, so ano yung mga dapat mo pag-isipan ngayon? Are you looking at residential, meaning ito yung dwellings na gusto mong tinitirahan,
yes,
or iparenta. So ito yung like condo or house and lot. Or even, or
usually pag rentals talagang condo siya. Usually.
Diba? Meron din mga pero sa mga probinsya na malapit sa Manila, like Bulacan, medyo madami dyan. Even Cavite.
Okay. Yeah.
And especially with the Airbnbs now, pwede din naman siya. Okay. Although most of our condos, they're not okay for Airbnb because we of course take into consideration very carefully. Important talaga yung security ng mga.
Yes. Important yun kasi hindi naman very binavalue ni Ayala.
Yes.
Yung security nga, and also yung courtesy na hindi pa bago-bago yung kapitbahay mo araw-araw.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, that's one. Residential rentals like condos and apartments. Next is
commercial properties.
Properties.
Yung commercial properties, yun naman yung certain area kung saan pwede ka maglagay ng business doon. So you can earn through the location na binibigay nung developer.
Right. Like we have, say for example, dito sa Quezon City, there's this project by ALP or Ayala Land Premier. It's the One Vertiz Plaza.
Oh, yes.
Wherein you can put your office or headquarters ng malaking company. There are offices doon ng mga malalaking companies.
Maganda, I've been there. Maganda yung view.
Ang ganda. If you're a big corporation, this is where you would like to put an office in. Kasi napakagandang office dito. I believe it's the best location for a headquarter office.
Yes.
In Quezon City,
Yes.
Yan. Ano pa? Pre-selling projects. Let's talk about that. Okay, we mentioned about Katipunan, for example. That's a pre-selling project. It hasn't been launched yet. We're actually launching it very, very soon, October. Okay, next month
lapit na pala.
We're shooting this month end ng September. So
lapit na pala nun. Yeah.
So napakalapit na. So yan. Again, this is where you would like to buy a property.
Yes.
Ito yung pinakamura. And before I forget, normally when we launch a project, after a couple of weeks from the launch date, basta weeks lang, nagpa-price increase yan.
So pwede ka kagad kumita?
Yes, exactly. And normally, ang price increase natin, naglalaro yan ng mga 8% to 10%. All depende sa project, depende sa locations. Those are factors that's being taken into consideration by the developer. But tama yung sinabi mo. Pag-invest mo, few weeks pa lang, umakit na yung property price. So, tumubo ka na.
Tubo ka na kaagad.
Diba? Saan ka pa? Okay. Lastly, land banking din. You know, especially in the market of Alveo and Premier, napakaraming mga investors dito na, okay, buy sila ngayon, okay, and then they'll parang hinahayaan lang dyan yan until na ma-maximize or until ma-fully develop yung area or yung township or yung estate project. Because that is where the peak, yung mula umpisa ng project hanggang sa matapos yan, aasahan mo tumataas ang presyo. And then when that time comes na closely or nearly matatapos na, then they flip it. And by that time, the demand kasi ng area na yan will be that high. Kasi syempre, the development is already done. So ito na ready na yung location to accept more renters, even yung mga residential rentals pumapasok na.
May naalala lang ako dyan habang sinasabi mo yan. So, one of my hobbies kasi is doing yung Spartan race. Right? So, ang Spartan race, madalas yan is nakikipag-partner yan kay Ayala. Right? So, that property was, I think, in Pampanga, sa Alviera. Yung estate na yan. So, doon siya ginawa. So, during the race, doon sa bandang kanang side, nakikita mo doon, per lot, sold to.
Yes.
Ang dami. Tapos wala. Ano lang siya? Walang bahay. Just land lang. Pero nakalagay na sold to. Ang haba nun. Puro ganun. So, nakita ko doon, ang dami nag-i-invest.
Right.
Ang dami nag-i-invest sa properties. And especially nga, na habang hindi pa develop yung area. Na, nabanggit mo nga kanina, na 1.9. Nung na-develop, naging 5M. Laking bagay nun.
Right. And then, as we age, di ba, anong nangyayari sa atin? Mamamatay naman tayo soon. Di ba? Medyo pangit lang. Pangit lang yung pagkakaposition ng salita. But think about it.
Okay.
Think about it. That's the reality of life eh.
Yes.
Di ba? Sino yung mga iwanan natin? Pamana. Land banking, you buy now, pamana ka sa anak mo or sa mga apu-apuhan mo pa. Di ba? And you're giving ang gandang gift nun. Pamana mo, gantong property in like 20 years, come on, pasasalamatan ka ng anak mo ng todo niyan.
Kaya.
Diba? And I learn how important that is. I once had a client sa BGC. Originally, I've shared this story sa'yo once, I think. Originally, they bought or they wanted to buy 2 units. They ended up,
I remember.
They ended up buying 13, including 4.
Okay.
4.
Wow.
4 parking units. So 9 units of that pinamana sa mga kapatid. Maniwala ka, kapatid, pamangkin at yung anak syempre. Diba? So they're buying not only para sa kanila na ngayon because they want, inheritance yun para sa
So, nandito na tayo sa next segment natin. Ito na yung iniintay ng lahat. Kasi ang dami natin na pag-usapan kanina yung background. Pero
which are very important things to,
very important siya na as much as we wanted to start this segment kanina, important kasi na pinagdaanan pa rin natin yung kanina kasi sabi ko nga kanina, mahirap mag-start ng bara-bara lang. So, dahil nga mahirap mag-start ng bara-bara lang, ang pag-uusapan natin ngayon is to start or ano yung mga first steps mo na kailangan mo if you want to begin your real estate investment journey.
Right.
Okay, so sa'yo ba, Sir Larry, when you started, ano ba yung una mong ginawa na very important?
Well, una syempre, kasi hindi ako mayaman. I actually started na walang-wala din.
Okay.
When I started here, as in zero. But syempre, sipag at tiyaga, sabi nga nila, pakonti-konti. So I really started small.
Okay.
Meaning, hindi naman ako nagpunta kaagad at bumili ng isang 3-bedroom unit.
Okay.
Because it wasn't, hindi naman feasible yan eh.
Okay, yeah.
So I started with a studio.
Okay,
so studio yun ang unang-una, studio.
Really? Okay.
Diba? So yung studio na yun, it's only 20.6 square meters.
Doon ka muna nag-start. Start small muna.
Unless, sabi nga, kung talagang meron naman, then why not?
Why not?
Pero taking my own situation into consideration, then that's where I did. Kasi yun yung kaya ko pa. I mean, it's not bad, pero ito na yung bisa, ito na yung magpo-propel sa'yo para sa mga susunod na investments. So sa akin, start small para safe. Kasi ayoko magsayang ng pera. So start small to stay safe, di ba?
Yep.
Diba? Kasi mahirap bigla kang bili ka ng 2-bedroom unit, pero ang monthly mo, okay, sabihin mo ng for the first 12 months mo, okay, medyo magaan. Pero, ang daming mga nangyayari. Kung hindi ka ready, baka maipit ka ulit doon. That's what I didn't like to happen.
Yeah. biglang nag-high school yung mga anak mo, o
Yes.
biglang nag-college.
Yes.
So,
Pag
biglang
nagsabay-sabay na, wala.
nagsabay-sabay na, bitin ka sa budget.
Mm.
Tama naman, tama.
So, ayoko lang masayang nun. Kaya, yun. Anyway, you can always upgrade if kaya na. Di dun na lang.
Okay.
Di ba? Okay. So, yun ang unang-una
Yes.
na mare-recommend ko.
So, pero what if wala, tulad ikaw, di ba, you started small. Saan ka, for example, may gusto mag-invest, saan siya pwedeng magtanong?
Well,
Kung sakaling gusto talaga niya mag-start na, pero kanino ba? Sino ba yung tamang tao para hanapin?
we'll talk about dapat mas pag-usapan to ng mas malalim.
Okay.
Pero unang-una, I mean, very basic na lang, no? You start with talking to a broker or an
Okay.
agent. Make
Yeah.
sure that it's licensed though. Kasi may
Yeah,
mga nagpa-practice na colorum. It's still
Oo.
happening. The HSUD is very strict actually in implementing rules and regulations when it comes to practicing real estate here in the Philippines. Pero may mga nakakalusot. But make sure, guys, that you talk to a licensed agent or a licensed broker. I am a licensed broker myself. John is also a licensed real estate practitioner or salesperson. You can even ask for the PRC license,
Yung number, yes.
the number,
Mhm.
as well as the certification. In fact, meron pa tayong resibo niyan eh. So you can
Tama.
ask for that para sigurado lang.
Yes.
Okay?
Kasi meron akong nabalitaan. This is not to scare, but this is to inform.
Yes.
Meron kasing mga gumagawa, okay na, hindi naman license. Magpipicture lang ng damuhan at sasabihin nilang may development dito. And some people, unfortunately, naniniwala sa ganun. No, na bumibili sila ng sobrang too good to be true the terms. Okay, you have to look for, sabi nga ni Sir Larry, yung mga licensed or yung very credible people. Kasi hirap na. Hard-earned money pa rin yan.
Yes.
Right?
That's right. Partner with a licensed salesperson or real estate broker. Another step that you'd like to consider is invest in pre-selling projects. Medyo
Yun talaga.
medyo redundant eh. If you'll think about it, ilang beses nating na mention to because this is very important actually.
Totoo.
Why? At pre-selling stage, normally the project is being offered like with Ayala especially,
Yes.
I think Ayala is one of the brands na talagang they look at what's happening to the market. That's why sa ngayon very flexible ang mga
Yung
payment terms
terms.
ng mga project, especially
Yes.
for the new developments. Because this is where you can actually even pay for your down payment of 20% up to 5 years. Ang tagal niyan.
Ang tagal yun.
Ang tagal niyan.
Normally,
Normally,
luwag na ngayon, yes.
yes. Normally in the seller's market, no?
Mhm.
Kumbaga, may power yung seller to dictate the market kung anong term ang gusto nila. They offer like 2 years, which is 24 months or 3
Yes.
years.
Okay.
Max 36 months. Pero now, we have up to
5.
60
months. 5 years.
Yes, 5 years. So, yan. And we can take advantage of this. I myself, talagang ginawa ko yan. Talagang tinake advantage ko yung, especially in pandemic. I think I mentioned that to you before. Yun yung panahon na, okay, medyo takot ang tao mag-invest, but there's this property in Bulacan na take advantage ko yung opportunity.
Yes.
It's being offered no interest, 40 months. 5,000 lang per month.
Ang baba nun,
Yes.
Magkano na siya ngayon?
Ngayon, yung property na yun, baka nasa 3 million na or baka
Wow.
higit pa. And that was...
Tapos 5,000 per month lang.
This is back in 2020, by the way.
Wow.
Yeah.
Kailan lang?
Price was 1.7. The last
Kaya
time I
3M na
checked,
siya.
most probably it is. Kasi the last time I checked, which was last year pa yon, it was at 2.5 million na.
Okay. Rough estimate, sabihin natin 2.7. So, kumita ka ng roughly 800,000 pesos.
Yeah.
Di ba?
By
Nang ang
Oh,
binabayaran
no,
wala.
that's 1 million.
Oh, yeah. Mas malaki pa pala. Sorry, mali pa pala.
Yes.
1 million pesos by investing yung funding mo na 5,000 per month.
Right.
Diba? So, gano'n siya kaganda. You just
Diba?
you just have to find those opportunities. Those
Right,
opportunities are everywhere.
Yeah. Kaya
Right.
huwag kayong mahiyang magtanong sa kung may right mid ba ito. Ay, sorry.
Bawal, copyright, makaka-copyright tayo dyan.
Okay.
Unang episode pa lang, penalty na tayo.
Okay.
Cut.
Basta wag mahiyang magtanong. We as agents naman, again, we tailor fit our offers. Sometimes depende sa situation ninyo. And of course, with your preference, 'di ba? So
Yes.
yeah, wag mahiyang magtanong.
Makaka-copyright tayo. Mahirap na. Pero, yung gusto ko lang balikan yung sinabi nyo kanina. I
Okay.
want to reiterate. Yung sinasabi nyo paulit-ulit na mag-invest sa pre-selling.
Right.
Right? Yun kasi yung important talaga eh. It's a really, 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 really good opportunity. Na makukuha mo siya ng mas mababa, then eventually, mas lalaki yung value.
Right.
If you'd ask me na halimbawa bibili ka ng yung pera mo, sabihin natin 10,000, ilagay mo lang somewhere or lagay mo sa, sabihin natin itago mo siya. Then after 2 years, maging 25,000 siya. Diba it makes sense?
Right,
Okay yun ah. Sige, dito na lang ako.
Right.
It's same here.
Right.
Na habang, of course, hindi lang naman 10,000 yung value nun.
Right.
Pero pwede rin naman ganun. Kasi nabanggit mo kanina at 5,000 pesos, yung 1.7, ngayon 2.5, 2.7, even 3 million.
Yes.
Right? You just have to find yung pre-selling opportunities. And yun nga,
That's right.
giveaway lang yung may Ayala property sa Katipunan. Na pre-selling siya. Na sobrang ganda ng location, sobrang ganda ng value.
Right.
Yan. Isa yon sa mga nakikita kong mag-appreciate talaga yung value nun.
Right. In addition to that, you know that when you buy pre-selling, you're locking in the price of that for the future's price.
Okay.
Really, it's like, okay, say you buy a unit in Katipunan, okay, or 2 million pesos, halimbawa yun dito, okay, you bought that at that price, 2 million pesos, and after 8, 9 years, 10 years, that becomes times 3, diba? Normally naman, you're paying, like what we said, 5 years, magagaan yon. Pero you are obliged, okay, so to speak, by the seller, which is the developer, to pay that in full pagdating ng 5 years pa lang. So say for example, parang binili mo yung unit at that cost for at that time nung pre-selling pa lang siya for that price of 5 years ago. So imagine mo yan, 'di ba? Ang laki ng natipid mo.
So just to expound on that, no. Kung 5 years ago binili mo siya ng, sabihin natin contract price, kung ano yung nasa kontrata. Ang sinasabi ni Sir Larry, kung ano yung nasa kontrata, yun yung babayaran mo. Regardless kung mag-price increase siya.
Yes.
So, sabihin natin 5 million mo siya kinuha. 3 years from now or 5 years from now, maging 6M or 7M.
Mababa yun.
Ang babayaran mo is 5 pa rin. Diba?
Yep.
Parang ganon.
That's right.
Ganon. Kung ano yung contract price, kung ano yung pinirmahan mo at that time,
nilock in mo na yun.
lock in, yun yung tawag na lock in. So kung nakuha mo siya ng pre-selling, and yung tulad na sabi ni Sir Larry, at 1.7 million yung na-lock in niya na price. Nag-price increase siya ng 3 million, or 3 million na yung value niya as of now.
5 years, oo.
5 years.
Yeah.
Yung binayaran mo is 1.7 pa rin. Kumita.
Kumita na. Hahayaan lang natin na matulog muna yun. Patataasin pa natin yun.
Yun.
Kikita pa yun.
Yes.
Yeah. Few things to summarize our conversation. Real estate is really a get rich or quick scheme. So pag may nagsabi sa'yo na napakadali niyan, walang hardship, basta lagay ka ng pera mo and okay ka na. Hindi siya ganun kasimple. That's why we talk about couple of things pa, no? And in the future episodes, pag-usapan natin deeper yung mga mga points na nabanggit natin kanina. So yeah, basically it's about building wealth over years and even decades sometimes, diba?
Yes.
Talagang, you should be someone na okay, pag invest mo, you're looking at the market, you get updates from the developer or even from your agent or your broker. So that's something that we should do. And there's this, it's not even a secret, compounding. Reinvest your profits into more properties. We were talking about like, what if you have 5 properties? Normally, nag-start ka naman sa isa and then you have another. And how you do that? How you do that is you invest for one for now, and if you're getting revenue or profit from your first investments, you can reinvest. You can have another unit or have another property, and then you just kind of redo what you've done in the first investment mo until you accumulate more property, na ipaparenta. Those are the things that you can do. Diversify your portfolio, like we said. We talk about like rental or sometimes flipping. Pag okay na, especially if the development is already kumbaga tapos na, that is the time for you para i-monetize yung property mo. Say that's a house and lot or lot only. O pwede mong gawin yan.
Okay.
And always, like I said, or think ahead. You can always consult your property consultant, just like ourselves here. para updated ka, especially for the next developments.
Development, yes.
Every now and then there will
May
be
mga pre-selling
more
Ang dami
properties.
talaga. Yes.
Yeah, and
Oo.
of course, it's an opportunity for you to
Mm.
invest in more, investments.
And it's better
Mm.
na kung wala ka pa talagang funding ngayon and
Mm.
gusto mo mag-pre-sell,
Mm. Mm.
as early as now,
Mm.
paghandaan mo na. Kasi
Yes.
you'll never know na baka mamaya lumabas yung dream property mo or yung dream location
That's
mo.
right.
If you prepared yourself,
Mm-mm.
makukuha mo siya.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Kasi nga, sabi nga nila is, the best time to plant a tree was 10 years ago, 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yun yung best time.
Mm.
The second best time
Mm.
is now.
Yes.
Right? As early as now, you ready for opportunities. You ready yourself. And it
Mhm.
also is reflective of one of life's
Mm.
greatest lessons, which is yung delayed gratification.
Right.
You hold on to it. Kumbaga,
Okay.
you prepare for it. Marami kang, tulad ako, marami akong gustong bilhin. Ang
Mhm.
daming mga sales sa mall,
Mhm.
ang daming mga damit na gusto kong bilhin. Pinipigilan ko yung sarili ko kasi I want to reallocate
Mm.
yung funding ko into something na mag-grow.
Right.
Right.
Naunahan mo ako sa part na yan. Sige.
Medyo,
Maganda yan.
medyo na, ang tagal.
Right.
Tulad ako, meron akong investments din.
Aha.
And, ang tagal.
Mhm.
Na I'm growing and I'm growing impatient. Pero I know
Mm.
na kahit impatient ako ngayon,
Mm.
eventually, yung future self ko, papasalamatan ko yung
That's good.
yung papasalamatan ko ako
Mhm.
yung future self ko kasi
Mhm.
kung hindi mo inintay to, kung hindi mo
Right.
tiniis yung pagiging
Mhm.
impatient mo,
Mhm.
hindi sana ganito yung value or yung life na
Right.
makukuha natin. Kasi sabi nga nila, if you want to have the things that most people don't have,
Mhm.
right? You have to do the things
Mhm.
that most people don't do,
Right.
right? So, one of that
Mhm.
is yun nga yung delayed gratification.
Okay. Bottom line, you have to think of really where you would like to put your investment on.
Yeah.
And kung tayo dun sa maling tao, dun tayo sa dun sa tamang investment, sorry.
Ano naman
Sabihin ko,
pinag-uusapan natin?
maling tao, tamang investment,
Oo.
tamang tao dapat, no? Or tamang
Oo.
investment, that's what I mean.
Yes.
Diba? Oo. Yung makakasama mo hanggang sa
Yeah. yung long term.
Long term,
Long term investment.
Diba? Tsaka yung may balik.
Tama, yung may balik. Mahirap namang invest tapos, diba? Anyway, yun
Sa
siya.
kung saan napupunta yung
walang natututunan yung mga Pero ano ba to? Real estate ba to? Puro kalandi.
Okay. Well, anyway, if you have any question about the things that we've talked about in this episode, we'll be more than happy to expound and contribute more to this community of people who would like to learn more about real estate. That's our career. So John with me here will be talking more about it. So again, if you have any question, feel free to comment those questions para mas makagawa pa kami ng hopefully helpful videos for you guys. Yeah?
Yes.
So until the next episode. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sir Larry, for having me.
Well, it was a great conversation and sharing of things that I think marami naman tayo natutunan and as well as natulungan in this episode. So next time ulit, sana more of the Tito issues. Anyway,
Okay. Natawa yung editor namin. Natawa sa Tito issues.
Okay, that's it for now.
Alright, that's it for now.
Until next time.
All right.
Well, thank you so much again for watching and until next time.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye, Titos. All right,
Alright,
bye.
bye-bye.
All right. They ganun, all right.